What? My hair's
Your
wet?
hair is still so wet.
Hey.
Hello, people.
What's up, everybody? How's it going? Thanks for waiting a minute while Allie.
Blow dried just my bangs because my hair is soaking wet.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Oh my god.
It is 8:01 p.m. on a Monday evening. Thank you all for being here. Let us know in the chat. We're watching the chat. Let us know if you can see us and hear us okay. We're going to be looking at the chat and reading it. Let us know where you're from, where you're watching from. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight.
I have very wet hair.
It's so funny.
I even have water in my ear right now. Ugh.
What's up, Risky? Colby A. Big Cheese Thrifts. Cincinnati. All good, all good. Cool.
All right.
So the last like 2 times we've done a live stream, the sound has gone all wonky and started sounding like we're farting every 10 seconds. That usually happens around the 45-minute mark. But I think
it's when the laxatives kick in.
Exactly. So we'll see if that happens tonight. Hopefully it doesn't. But
Ryan looks so tan because he's in the center and he's being blocked by the computer. And the ring light is hitting Callie and
Should I put it back? Should I put it higher?
I thought,
I like it. My eyes are popping.
You want to put
Want
it
me
higher?
To put it higher?
Sure. Central Cali, Arizona in the house. Orlando. What's up, Orlando? What's going on, everybody? I'm not sure if we met. Oh, that's much better. Much better, actually. I'm not sure if we met anybody this past weekend in Orlando at the vintage event that happened out there, but it was nice to run into some people and meet some like Instagram people that we hadn't seen in person.
Yeah, better.
Callie was able to go and she got some cool t-shirts.
It was fun.
It was fun.
I got to do some laundry so I can wear them.
Yeah.
So 165 people watching. Again, guys, thank you all for being here. The title of today's video is, I got to read it, how to make a full-time living reselling on eBay. Is that right?
Yes.
I got it. All right.
I had to check and make sure my hair wasn't touching the white pillows because I didn't get all of the dye out. So.
Why are you so blurry?
She's so far back.
Oh, is that better? Stay in line.
We're not on the same plane. Plane? Is that the right word?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's still blurry.
Plane?
Why are you so blurry?
What is wrong?
I'm so pale, maybe?
That's so weird. Here.
I don't know.
Maybe if I move the camera towards you. Why is just you blurry?
I don't know. Just worry
this.
about you. I can just stay blurry. It's not a big deal.
That's better.
But now Callie's shoulder is all chopped off.
No, you're fine. How's that? There we go. Okay, so back to the video. I actually did notes today before this video, like a prepared person.
What?
I know. Well, I like talking points. Because again, this is something that people ask all the time. Like, how do I go full time? What does it take to be a full time reseller? Like, how does this work? So I did little notes, and I figured we could just I could hit on one of them, and then we could just talk about it. And then as we do that, we can. It says wet hair distortion. You're blurry again.
It's not my.
It's so weird. For some reason,
I don't know.
I'm thinking of Wednesday from the Addams Family.
Oh,
right now.
Should I just?
Maybe the camera can only pick up 2 faces.
Wednesday, should I braid them?
Does the bangs?
So we're going to go through these little bullet points and talk about them. And then while we do that, if you guys have questions, ask them to talk to each other in the chat. If any of you guys see a question somebody else asked that you can help us with, like answer in the chat, feel free to do that. But we'll try to get to your questions as well. But yeah, let's jump into this. Camera can't take in all that beauty. Wow.
Oh, that's so sweet. Wow. I feel like I'm a hot mess right now.
So there's definitely steps in order to become a full-time reseller. Again, full-time reselling isn't for everybody, but to get to full-time reselling, there's things I feel that you have to do. And the first note that I have here is start small. So let's talk about that one for a second.
All right. Think
size doesn't always matter.
When I say start small, I mean, even if you have like a large budget going into reselling, I think it's really good to start by flipping one item at a time. Still go to garage sales, still go to thrift stores, learn the craft before you jump in head first and go full time.
And eBay kind of does, they pigeonhole you into starting small because whenever you first open an account, you can only list, 15? I don't even remember.
It's usually $10 and $1,000. So 10 items or up to $1,000. Gotcha. Exactly. So you could list one item worth $1,000 or 10 items worth $100, et cetera, et cetera.
That'll also help you learn how to handle shipping.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So starting small on eBay is not a bad thing because you get to learn how the platform works, how customers react to certain things, how to list, how to research, All that stuff I think is really important to learn instead of just going and buying 10,000 items and then you're sitting there and you don't know how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you learn how to do it the right way and you start small, by the time you're ready to go full time or jump into wholesale or something like that, you already have like a really good base setup where when we get something, we know exactly how to list that item to get it to sell instead of guessing. Cool.
Right.
Left.
You mean you don't fill your spare bedroom with a huge death pile that you still need to work on and stop buying? I think that's all of us always anyway. Though.
Everyone's addicted to like the thrifting and nobody
Mm.
wants to do the work to list it. That
Mhm.
is an issue that everybody faces because it's so much fun to shop. And
Yeah, I
then
think that
it's
is
not
the
fun to
most
list.
fun part.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even mind the photography. It's just the listing.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it is annoying.
Eh.
All right, so the next point I have is set goals. I think a lot of people who get into reselling aren't used to setting goals because, you know, in the typical 9 to 5, like sometimes your boss will ask you to do a certain task by a certain time. And I guess that is a goal that you have to hit. But most people aren't self-motivated enough to set their own goals and say, you know, this month I want to source 100 items and list 100 items and make a certain amount of money. And I think that's something that you have to learn. And you definitely shouldn't be a full-time reseller until you've set and achieved goals in the past.
Mm-hmm. And if you find that you always have a death pile, that's a lot of money tied up. And that's just money that you've spent that you're basically missing out on. So
True.
if you have a really big issue with the death pile, reselling probably is not something you want to do full-time.
True.
Like if you can't hold yourself accountable, then you're going to need someone else to hold you accountable, and reselling isn't probably right for you full-time, just part-time or a hobby.
Cody says, my problem is I fall in love with the items I win at auctions and don't want to sell them. Help me. That's totally
so
fair.
bad.
I have a closet full of them.
Yeah, we're
Go
bad
to
about
different
that.
auctions.
Yeah, exactly.
Or enjoy the item a couple of times and then sell it.
That's true. Sean Oyer's in the chat. What's up, buddy?
Hey, Sean, we have a game present for you that we still haven't given you
That's
for
true.
like 5 months.
Present.
Yeah, so let's hang out.
I can't get over your blurry face.
I know, it's so weird. There we go. Oh, that's much better.
Yeah. Just sit like that the whole time.
Maybe that's it. So the next thing I wrote down is, so first start small, set goals. Next thing I wrote down is reinvest as much as you can. So, and I think this is the easiest way, the fastest way to become a full-time reseller is if you can stop taking money out of your reselling business and put all the money back into the business, or as much as you possibly can. If you have a job that pays your bills already and you resell on the side, don't take that money out of reselling and spend it on stupid stuff. Leave the money in the business, reinvest it back into more inventory, and do that over and over again and quickly grow your business that way. Risky Callie is my sister.
I was commenting back. Most people think we're related.
That is rude.
Yeah.
Vintage to the Max is in the chat. That's awesome. 2 Aussie Thrifters in the chat. Yeah, so look, 2 Aussie Thrifters, really, really good resellers out of Australia. Reinvesting is a huge tip and a massive advantage. 100% agree. I actually think it's better to, if you can have a full-time income already that pays your bills and takes care of your expenses, if you can have that in place already and then use reselling as a side gig, and until your side gig can become your full-time income. People who can take that money and put it back into the company and grow it over and over again, that's the way to go.
Still waiting for that parody video.
That's from
No. I also want
Retro.
2 Aussie Thrifters to do one and Retro to do one, and then to see which one is better. No, I'm just kidding. But that would be really funny. Still.
It would be fun. And then we can do one of them.
They have cats, right? You guys have cats, 2 Aussie Thrifters. No?
I think they have cats.
Yeah. I feel like they should dress their cats up like our dogs.
271 people in the chat, only 72 thumbs ups. Yeah, we would appreciate if you guys hit the thumbs up button. We're going to try to drop like some really good information in today's video, and we'll try to answer your questions as well. So some thumbs ups would be awesome.
Do it.
So the next point I put on here, I have a good amount of them too, by the way. There's a nice little list there.
Notes.
Oh, now is it blurry?
It fixed itself.
Ooh.
Ooh, look at that.
I'm
Crystal
not
clear.
blurry. What if I lean back?
So the next thing I have on my list is don't take on debt.
God.
debt.
Someone has 4 English bulldogs. Can you please Instagram us videos and pictures of all of them? And
That would be
Can we
amazing.
say squirrel?
Squirrel.
What were you just
Oh,
saying?
there it goes. Oh, that fixed it.
What, saying squirrel fix it?
Yeah.
So I said, don't take on debt is the next point that I have in there. And so what I mean by that is now that there's a way to like take on debt and still have it work well for your business. Take on debt and still have it work well for your business. So like I'm actually, I don't agree with what's his name? Mr. No Debt guy. Oh man.
The big dude?
I forgot. No.
Not Tony Robbins.
You guys help me out. Who's the guy that says don't have any debt? What's his name?
They all scream like I'm debt free at the end.
What's his Ramsey? Dave Ramsey. Okay, thank you. Appreciate you.
Oh.
So I agree with him for certain
so
people.
many people knew that. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
yeah.
Oh,
Well, he's
whoa.
the no
Did
debt
you
guy.
guys all buy his books?
Everybody
I
knows.
agree with him for people who don't know how to manage debt 100%. Like if you can't have a credit card and not max that credit card out, then I think that obviously, don't have a credit card, pay for your card cash and do all that good stuff. But I think that using credit to leverage in your business is totally fine. Like where our business is now, we put everything that we possibly can on a business credit card and then pay it off weekly because we get the points back. And the points that we get back from that credit card far outweighs any annual fees that we have on that card. So yeah, I think that when you're ready to do it, I think it's a good thing. But when you first start out, I think it's a very bad idea to go and say, I'm going to put a bunch of inventory on a credit card. I'm going to go buy lighting on a credit card and a camera and a printer and all this equipment and spend thousands of dollars and get in debt before you've sold anything. I think that's a bad idea. Yeah. Take on smart debt. Exactly.
Look how the Australians spell utilize.
Isn't
that crazy?
Weird?
Is it a typo? Or did you really?
It might just be a
spell it
typo.
like that?
Oh, okay. I was like, that's crazy. I know they have the S's instead of the Z's. When we were over there, I had to always correct that.
If I usually take pictures on eBay with my shirt off, should I shave my chest or do the buyers like it hairy?
Oh, honestly, you might
Depends
want to
on
have
who you're
one of
selling
both.
To. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure that
More is better.
I'm sure Harry Tornado takes very hairy pictures.
Oh my god.
It's a typo. That's so funny.
Oh, it's a typo.
Okay. So yeah, taking on good debt when you're ready, I think it's fine. But when you first start out, don't go and put a bunch of stuff on a credit card. Fair?
Yeah.
Next thing kind of goes back to starting small, but it's scale slowly. And again, that's when I say scale slowly, do the steps that you need to do. Sell items one at a time, learn how eBay works, start dealing in wholesale, maybe go to auctions, maybe start dealing with liquidators. Just don't grow too fast. Don't get $5,000 built up and be like, yes, I'm ready for wholesale. I'm going to buy $5,000 worth of iPhone cases. And then you end up just stuck with some phone cases and you can't sell them. You know what I mean? Like know what you're doing before you start getting into bigger and bigger stuff. Grow slowly.
Yeah, and you don't want to overwhelm yourself either where you get like 100 units of something when you're used to shipping out like one item a day.
Good point.
And now they're flying off the shelf. And you have to ship 30 items out on a Monday by yourself.
Although that's a nice problem to have.
True.
It's the best problem.
But it could get overwhelming unless you do it in steps.
Sean just sold a vintage LA Dodgers hat for $650 after watching your video on what you like to sell. Congrats. That's amazing. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
LA Dodgers hats have been going
Why?
crazy. And I bet it was just a pretty plain one,
Did they
right?
just win the series?
I don't know.
I don't watch baseball that much. I know the Rays were in it, but lost.
Why don't we receive a Ralli Roots thank you card with wholesale boxes? That's a good question. In the vintage wholesale boxes that we do, we usually put a keychain in there with our Ralli Roots branding on it. In the wholesale to our students, we don't usually put a thank you in there because they know who we are.
We used to put the thank you notes in there, but then I was like, we've been doing this for at least a year now. I guess everyone's had one by now. I don't know.
Wreck-It Ralph, thank you for the $5 super chat. That's really nice of you.
I'm gonna
Great
wreck
info
it.
today. Thank you.
Wreck it.
Yes, they won the World Series.
I was
They
wrong.
beat the Rays, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I knew the Rays were in it, but I didn't remember who they were playing because I didn't watch any of the games.
Someone
Tampa
made
almost won.
$3,000 on their niche eBay store.
Awesome.
That's amazing.
Very good, very nice.
All right, what's next? I said scale slowly. The next tip we can give you is to list daily. I know everybody says this, all the resellers say this, but the more you hear it, hopefully the more we can drive it into your brain that this is what you need to do on eBay. You have to list daily. If you can't list daily, schedule stuff out so that items go live on eBay daily. So you can do drafts and then you can schedule them out. You can pay the fee to schedule them out. If that's what you need to do, do it.
And an alternative, if you have items that have been listed for a while, you can end them and choose sell similar. Don't do relist. So sell similar with older items that haven't moved, and relook at your price again. Look at the comps, like what's obviously the sell point for it or the sale price for it, and then what they're currently listed at. So do that if you have nothing to list and you don't want to schedule anything.
Yeah, because that still counts as a new listing technically.
Yes.
Yeah. But try to list new items every day if you can. Really, if you want to go full time, in my opinion, and you're only doing one-off items, you're not doing multiples, you should be listing 20 to 40 minimum items a day, in my opinion. And that's 7 days a week. So that would be what, 140 items?
You're saying to go full time?
In order, most full-time sellers that are selling one-off items, that's what you need to do in order to get the amount of sales that you need to be a full-time seller.
Right. So Chad asked, so 100 items in one day is not as good as 20 items a day for 5 days.
Exactly.
Correct.
That's correct.
20 items a day for 5 days is 1,000 times better than just 100 items in one day and then no activity on your store whatsoever for 4 days following that.
Better than that, though, is 100 items a day for 5 days.
eBay is only slow if you have certain items, like we're selling those coffee machines like crazy.
Yeah.
They're flying off the shelves because they're in high demand. So, I mean, our other things aren't selling as quickly, like our shoes aren't selling as fast, but they're still selling.
Certain things sell faster than other things, for sure.
Not like coffee machines. So really it's all about the item. It's all about the quality of the item, the demand of the item. It has nothing to do really with eBay. It's everything. It's like with what you're sourcing. And it's hard to source good, fast selling items. It's very difficult.
So Len says, unpopular opinion, if you monitor your traffic and page views, you'll actually see that the listing daily doesn't really impact it more than listing weekly. So that may be on just your account, but we've worked with literally thousands of people. We've mentored thousands of people, looked at thousands of eBay stores, the analytics on the back end. And I can tell you for a fact that listing daily does increase those numbers. So it may be not on your store, but let's say out of 1,000 stores, maybe 5% of them wouldn't be affected by it, and the rest would. Can you please save this? I came in late. Yeah, the live will be, or the show will be live on YouTube forever after this.
Yeah. Forever.
All right, let's look at another point.
Do
another point.
Source daily. So don't just list daily, but also source daily if you can.
Most people don't have a problem with it.
True.
But again, in order to go full time, a lot of people think, or they're used to only sourcing maybe Monday, Tuesday, and then they have their full time job the rest of the week. Or maybe they're only used to sourcing on the weekends and they have their full time job.
Gotcha.
When you go full time, you really have to get used to sourcing every single day. And what I mean by that too is like us, for example, we have wholesale sources, so we don't go to the thrift store every single day. We don't go to the auction every single day. We don't go to garage sales every single day. But every single day, we're reaching out to our wholesalers and asking them if they have different products. We're reaching out to new wholesalers. We're trying to develop new relationships with different people, different distributors. And then also we go thrifting and go to garage sales and auctions and estate sales. So we're still thrifting, or we're still sourcing in a way every single day. We're developing our sources every single day.
Right.
Next, send offers daily. This is something that everybody should be doing on eBay. If you don't, you should try it. We try to let our offers stack up, and then we try to send them out at night every single day. At night, you can bulk send out offers. So that's typically what we do. We'll see what's available, and then we'll do like 10, 15% off bulk discounts out to everybody.
Offers.
But that does increase sales.
Sending out offers is amazing. I'm so glad eBay put that in
offered
there.
that.
Yeah, because some sellers, they won't turn best offer on, and I'll watch an item because I'm just hoping they'll drop the price because it's definitely overpriced, and then I'll just randomly get an offer sent to me. And I was like, if you're going to send out offers, shouldn't you just have best offer on? But I've purchased things because I got a good offer sent to me.
Yeah, same.
And I was like, oh, should I just do it? All right, I guess I'll do it.
Aladdin.
Aladdin.
Such a good movie.
Right?
I've seen you ask the question a lot, is eBay slow these days? And I think Ali answered it already, but in case you missed it, eBay is not slow if you're listing the right items. So if you're listing stuff that isn't in demand or has too much competition, then your stuff is going to sit and you're not going to sell that stuff.
And if you're asking for the higher end of the sale price or what everyone else is listing their item for, then obviously that is going to affect your sales as well.
Ooh, let me just pause really quick because I don't want to miss this question or this comment from Marissa. Marissa says, my family owns a winery in Dundee, Oregon. Do you have a P.O. box where we can mail you wine? Yes, please.
Hold on.
Callie will get it for you and put it in the chat. That's very, very kind of you. Thank you so much. That's awesome.
That's exciting.
I'm not going to turn that down.
Yeah, as Ryan drinks his wine.
My Dragon Ball Z one.
Oh, I want a glass. That's okay. I'll drink this water.
That's a really good point too. Many people ask me why I won't quit my job and go full time. Reselling is my hobby. If it becomes my profession, it's no longer fun for me.
Good.
That's a really good point.
And you should know that.
Absolutely, yeah. And again, reselling full time is not for everybody. Some people should not go full time. And if you're the type of person who it's great for you as a hobby and you don't want to make it full time, there's nothing wrong with that at all. And I can tell you, even like us, we're full time resellers. There's times where it's not that fun, and we have to find ways to get the fun back into what we do, and that's part of doing this.
With life.
It's with anything that you do in life. And, being a full-time reseller is definitely don't let anybody tell you that it's easy. It's a lot of hard work and you have to be able to find the joy in it every single day.
Just like any job, it has its pros and its cons.
Yes.
I enjoyed putting the rain boots on at work the other day and walking around in the mud. And then ended up selling. So I had to clean them out and ship them out.
I enjoyed everybody telling me that I was going to kill myself climbing a ladder barefoot in the rain.
Yeah, and I should have been holding the ladder.
That was so funny.
Yeah, I mean, watching that was...
You're not wrong, people, but
Yep.
You could have died.
Agreed.
I DoorDash and resell. Too much of one job is too much. That's totally true. I mean, like even us, like we don't only sell on eBay. We sell on Amazon. We do mentoring. We do YouTube. We do lots of other different things that keeps the fun and excitement in it. Yeah. Go Knowles.
Go Knowles.
All right. So what's next? So let me recap for everybody just entering the chat now. There's 440 people watching.
Whoa.
Guys, please hit the thumbs up button on the video, and I'm going to do a recap really quick. And again, we're talking about how to go full time and things to do to kind of make it easier to go full time when you're ready. So start small, set goals, reinvest as much as you can. I think that's the biggest one so far that we've talked about. Don't take on debt. Scale slowly, list daily, source daily, send offers daily. That's where we are right now. Ready for the next one? So again, to go full time, in my opinion, I think you should save up 6 months of expenses. What are you smiling about?
Someone said,
what's that evil little
Allie
smile?
laughs like there's a life insurance policy
It's
in
funny
place.
because I was laughing because there isn't. So.
Oh, but me on a ladder?
Yeah.
Yeah, but there isn't a life insurance policy, but there's a fat bank account that you would get.
There's no amount of money that would fix my heart if I lost you, babe.
Oh, babe.
I would be so depressed.
If I fell off that ladder,
don't know if I could survive that.
I would have done a double front flip and landed on my feet like a cat.
You probably would land right on your Tesla the way the ladder was leaning.
Oh my god.
Or in the wet mud, which would just help you and maybe only break a shoulder or something.
Dude, literally the only reason why I got away with that is because Allie wasn't with me that day. She would not have let me do that. She would have been yelling. It was so funny. All right, let's go. What did I say? Save up 6 months of expenses. So
that's hard to do, first of all.
It's very hard to do. And I think that a lot of people don't do it. And then they go full time and they run out of money and they end up having to get a job. They fail, yes. They run out of cash and they have to get a job. So even though it's really hard to do, it may take you 2-3 years to do that, maybe even longer. I think that it's an important step to do before going full time. And when I say 6 months of expenses, I'm talking about personal expenses and business expenses. So check that out. If your personal expenses are $3,000 a month, You have to save up 6 months of personal expenses, 18 grand, and then also save up more money for your business so that your business can source and survive. Now, if you have a job already and you're able to roll your profits in the business back into the business and build up the account that way, that'll make it a lot easier as well. But I still think that you should have a decent little nest egg saved up before, because listen, as soon as you go full time, I can promise you something bad is going to happen, and then you're going to have to pay out some money and deal with it. And if you don't have the cash ready to go, it's going to knock you out. And yeah.
Yeah, so I guess if you can't save that amount of money, you shouldn't go full time.
No, I don't think so. Not yet. We
wouldn't recommend it.
We wouldn't recommend it.
No, we wouldn't recommend it. I mean, so I see Jamie Ortiz says, I went full time out of necessity, but I find that I thrive when my back is to the wall. He said fall, but I think he said need wall. Kicks me into overdrive. And yeah, but just also remember that whenever you get comfortable, don't get complacent and then lazy and then fail at reselling, because that will happen to a lot of people, right? Like us procrastinators. Who isn't a procrastinator? Whenever you're under pressure, you thrive and you get it all done. But with reselling, that shouldn't be the case. Like, you should always be able to function and do what you need to do to keep your business, to keep the momentum, you know, because if you lose that momentum, it's really hard to get it back, and you only have yourself that you're relying on. So if you let yourself down, there's nobody there to catch you, and then you're kind of SOL. So you just really, really need to be careful that everyone who goes full time, that you don't become complacent and lose your momentum. You got to keep your momentum or increase your momentum, but you have to at least keep it and know where your expenses are and know where you have to be to hit your bottom line monthly.
And I saw really quick. So Clint Phelps said, or you can just go to the bins exclusively and do $75K a year on less than $5,000 in cost of goods like I do. So first of all, I don't want to take anything at all away from you. That's amazing. Continue to do that. That's really, really cool. Congrats to you for being able to do that.
Yeah.
But just a couple things there. I don't think that is, well, I know that that's not a scalable thing. So it's great for a one-person show. $75,000 a year minus $5,000 expenses, so you're at $70K. Minus shipping, minus supplies, minus any of your other expenses. Let's call it $50,000 a year pre-tax take home. So let's call it $40,000 a year tax-free take home. Great for a single person, depending on where you live. If you live in San Francisco, California, it's probably not very good.
But if you lived in our area, that's good.
It's great. Yeah. So it's really good that you're doing that. But again, doing that's like, what if those bins close down, right? What if I come into your bins and I'm super heavy competition and I'm clearing out all the same stuff that you're buying? What if 10 more me's come into your bins and start doing that? You know what I mean? So it's not a very, not that any job is, but it's not a very secure business doing it that way. So I would still, no safety net. Yeah. So even though you're doing so well, because you're doing so well, you're probably at the point now where I would start looking at other ways to source inventory. And if you're at the bins, you're probably doing a lot of clothing. So start looking into clothing and shoe wholesalers and start building up a wholesale business if you can.
Don't put all your eggs in one bin.
Yeah, you need multiple sources and revenues for the income with reselling. You can't just have one, you know, like we couldn't only thrift and we couldn't only go to garage sales. I mean, not to scale at least, but of course, if there was just one of us doing it and the other one had a full-time job, that would probably be a totally different story.
True.
So everything changes. Like, it's very unique and special for each individual person. And I know a lot of couples, one person works their full-time job and has all the health insurances, and then the other person does the reselling and they have the freedom with their schedule to do all the other things that go on. So you need a balance too. You know, you need like the yin and the yang.
So next, I talked about saving up 6 months of expenses. I think that's really good to do. So forming a corporation. This is something that a lot of people never get to, but I think it's an important thing. And obviously, go talk to a CPA, go talk to a business attorney, and make sure that it's right for you. But a lot of people, they think that they're full-time resellers. Maybe they're making really good money, but they're still running all of that income through their personal income. Even if they're a sole proprietor, everything's being run through personal income. And you get to the point where if you're bringing in enough money, if you're bringing in enough profit, it makes way more sense to form a corporation, whether it's a LLC or an S Corp like us. We're a Florida S Corp. Whatever situation is right for you, it's typically better once you get to a certain point to form a corporation. It also changes your mindset from it's not a hobby. Now I'm a business. I can do stuff like get a business license. I can do stuff like get a reseller certificate and start buying wholesale and not paying sales tax. I have to pay my business insurance. So now it's not a hobby. It's an actual business. Yeah.
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 Sorry,
really quick. Nicholas also said, and separate business and personal accounts. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I actually think you should still do that from the start. Even if it's a hobby, I think you should create a separate personal checking account and put all your business money into that account so that you're already separating it from the start.
And then another good way to increase your eBay sales is adopt one of our ranch cats.
Oh my gosh.
There are
4.
4.
There was only 3 today, but there's been 4 almost every day.
It's crazy.
Oh God.
They're all very different.
Somebody please adopt one of our ranch cats. I swear. There's 4 now.
They're doing a good job of keeping the rodents and stuff away. That's good.
Yeah, because we've seen so many rodents.
Wow. They're going through that food. Guys, 445 people watching. If you're enjoying today's video, please hit the thumbs up button on the video. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. In hindsight, that's a good question. In hindsight, would you have picked reselling as your profession? 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm really glad we got into it.
Yes. Allie's had lots of other different jobs. She's a college educated woman. She's very smart. I've owned 5 different businesses, 3 of them successful. Reselling is by far my favorite business that I've started and built. So it's a lot more fun than other things that I've done. So yeah, we'll always resell in some way. So going back into this kind of goes along the line of forming a corporation, learn about taxes. It's really important to know like how you don't have to like go get your CPA license, right? But you should know the basics of how taxes work, when to file them, how quarterly taxes work, how sales tax in your state works. Go talk to a CPA, get a CPA. Definitely. If you're full-time, you should get a CPA because that'll help you out.
It'll help you save money. That's for sure.
But learn. You can watch YouTube videos. You can watch, what's Nikki's channel called?
She Talks Finance.
She Talks Finance. Plug for Nikki. She's amazing. She's a financial advisor and she's awesome with it. Go watch her stuff. Not Your Dad's CPA. That's another channel that gives tax advice. He's a CPA.
And we always recommend getting tax advice from a CPA or an accountant, not from just a normal person. And if you do get advice from a normal person who is not a CPA or an accountant, please fact check them.
Yes.
Because that's very important. They might definitely know, but you need to fact check. You can't just take somebody's word for it. In every state, the laws and rules are different, so you really need to pay attention to that because there could be tax breaks for you that you don't know about.
True.
So that's why a CPA is really good, and or an accountant.
Jenny, thank you for sending us $5.
Jenny.
I found Goodwill has shoes without insoles. Should I ignore them or should I buy them and add insoles? Will they sell with different soles? Yeah, I mean, so certain shoes, yeah. So we'll find like running shoes that don't have insoles that are still decent to buy because a lot of runners put their own insoles in the shoes. Right. So like the Hoka One brand.
They often
nice. You
don't have them.
Learned from Callie.
Hoka
One.
So that brand of shoe, a lot of the time we'll find it without the insoles, and we don't even add the insoles. We just sell them without because a lot of runners will add their own. Someone asked a good question earlier that you didn't answer. Do you guys wash thrift clothes you pick up? We wash the ones that need it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
People donate from their closets, not typically their hampers. So if it smells like it needs to be washed, then wash it. If it smells perfectly fine, then we do not wash it.
Yeah,
but
and
that's
obviously
up to you.
Right.
That's your choice.
If there's stains and stuff on it, definitely wash it. You can use a steam iron to get it away. You can Febreze it, and
remember, profits, not projects.
Right, and when you're washing clothes too, I would recommend using a hypoallergenic detergent because some people are allergic to certain things. So just be careful about that as well.
You can use vinegar to wash most clothes.
All right, where are we at? We're probably about halfway through the little notes that I made today. 468 people watching. Thank you guys for taking the time. So learn about taxes was the last one, and then learn about healthcare options as well. Ooh. If you go full-time reselling, it doesn't come with a healthcare plan. Yeah. You're going to have to figure that out. If you have a family, if you have kids, you got to figure out how to
Healthcare
get
makes me want to drink this whole thing.
have a health savings account. So that's a good way to go. Sometimes you can go and buy your own personal healthcare plan. Just know it's going to be expensive. But yeah, there's definitely ways to get healthcare. Sometimes paying cash is a better option. Like for us, we're young, we're healthy right now. Obviously, we have things in place where if anything, if there was an emergency or something, we make sure that we're covered with certain health issues. But if I broke my nose, right? Can you tell? I've broken it 3 times. The last time I broke my nose, it's like cracked down the middle in half, and that bill was, how much was that bill? Like $7,000 or something like that.
Crazy.
But
our insurance paid a lot.
Our insurance paid a lot of it, but then there was also like a benefit of paying some of it cash, right? And if our insurance didn't cover part of it, it would have been a much cheaper bill to just go and say, hey, can I pay you cash? So sometimes it's a better option to pay cash.
I'm pretty sure it would have been cheaper to pay cash than
Probably.
what they said we
Probably.
owed them after our insurance paid them. Like
Exactly.
I'm almost 95% sure
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Did Allie punch me? Allie didn't punch me.
I'm not strong enough. I would have broken my hand if I tried punching Ryan in the face.
Do it now.
No, because you've already broken your nose twice, and whenever a
3
bone
times.
breaks in men's, it heals stronger.
3 times.
I would have broken my hand and not Ryan's nose. It was a knee.
I broke mine.
And no, I didn't knee him to the face, although I've thought about it.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's crossed
It was
my
a
mind
knee to the
before.
face.
Haja!
Jiu-jitsu. Okay, so healthcare options. I'm not going to go too much into that. Get a reseller certificate. So once you have a business license, again, going back to that, get an LLC, get an S corp, however you want to structure it. You can go to your state and get a reseller certificate.
Someone said he fell off a ladder.
Oh wow, that's good.
Drop.
Burn.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah, so you can get a reseller certificate, and that allows you to not have to pay that sales tax up front because you're going to collect it on the back end. So like now when we go to an auction, we can take our reseller cert, and at an auction, usually you have to pay cert. Usually you have to pay a buyer's premium and then also sales tax if you don't have a reseller certificate. So because we have a reseller certificate, we don't have to pay that extra fee. And that's the same thing when we're dealing with distributors, you're dealing with large wholesalers. We just send them that certificate and then we don't have to pay that up front. It's cool. Callie's not drinking enough. Yeah, Callie.
I said I'm not a big drinker.
Drink some wine. Callie doesn't like wine.
Perkiti said, I like to kick your butt.
But what
Ryan is much stronger than me.
But what a hurt.
Is there a reseller license in Texas? I don't know. I can only tell you about Florida and Florida.
Florida.
But all you have to do is search. I mean, just Google. Is there a reseller certificate in Texas? Callie, Google that.
Wait, what?
Is there a reseller certificate in Texas, or just reseller certificate?
It's different
Texas.
per state.
Yeah.
Every state is different.
Yeah, I do. It was jujitsu. It was wrestling.
It was my knee.
The guy brought his knee up when he shouldn't have and broke my nose. It wasn't on purpose, though. It was an accident.
It was stupid. I was getting my hair cut. I had to leave early and it was crooked.
I literally drove. I left the I left the gym and I drove to the hospital holding my nose like this.
No, you drove to a clinic.
I had to take you to
a hospital.
I drove to a walk-in clinic and I walked in there and I was like, hey, can you stitch this? And they looked at it and they were like, your nose is broken. You need to go to the hospital.
Get out of here.
Yeah. So I went to the hospital and
I bet you that clinic could have done a much better job than what the hospital did.
The doctor goes, well, he said
it was so swollen and inflamed. The doctor couldn't do much. It's not like he did a bad job. It was so late after it happened.
Yeah, but he said like you can come back in a few weeks and like we'll have to re-break it and redo it, or he can try to like get it back into place now.
For how much hospitals charge, you may as well have gotten like a rhino or septo or whichever is which.
So he literally just like grabbed my nose with 2 hands and like tried really hard to get it back straight. He didn't do a great job, but
well, he couldn't really. In his defense, it was so swollen and inflamed.
I just had surgery on mine. I broke mine.
I wrestled for 6 years, Hunter. 6 years.
I think there is a Texas
Micah says,
cert.
Get a real job, you hippies.
Get a real job. Then you got to call us bums.
I mean, it says you can apply for one.
Yeah.
Bums. We're reselling bums.
You need form AP201.
Form of the word. I just want to specify to everyone the adjective form. Like a ski bum, we're reselling bums. because we spend a great deal and amount of time reselling, which is a compliment.
I'm
I
allergic
think.
to most alcohols, so I don't know what
Mm.
Moscato is. But
It's a wine.
I don't know what Moscato is. Yes.
Do you guys sell to eBay customers with little feedback? Any thoughts? Every day. Just because someone doesn't have a lot of feedback doesn't mean that they're going to be a bad buyer. If they buy something from us and they pay for it and the payment's cleared and eBay says it's okay to ship it, if it's a more expensive item, we'll put signature confirmation on it and make sure that it's shipped out and signed for. But yeah, we sell to zero feedback buyers literally every single week. Yeah, it just means that they're a new buyer.
do you have any pics when your nose was broken?
I do somewhere on my phone. It was gnarly
gross.
though. I'm not going to show it on.
I
It
wanna
was
see.
like I got stitches too. So like my whole nose was like wide open, and it was I'm not. All right, that's enough of
Was
that.
the
People are
skin
gonna
just
start-
like flapping?
no,
like,
it was like cracked
gonna
up
drop
and like
out.
that.
So fast.
Does canceling orders affect your sales like penalties? Yes. The canceling orders. So canceling like an active auction, that'll affect it for sure. Canceling an order because like the seller's address is messed up is fine, but canceling an order because you're out of inventory or like you sold the wrong item or something like that will affect it. Yeah. Jobs, thanks for the $2.99. Do I need receipts for sourced items? Paid $2K. Thank you. I don't know. If you paid $2,000 for something,
I would get a
then
receipt.
yeah, you definitely need.
Yeah.
You need a receipt for sure for tax purposes. Yeah, but just for your own peace of mind, you should have a purchase order for that. Yeah. I'm a younger version of you for real. Go check my channel. We will. Reselling Buddies. We'll definitely go check you out. I wonder how young you are. All right, let's go. So learn about taxes, learn about the healthcare options, get a reseller certificate. All right, so this one's pretty cool. This is one that I think that once you become a full-time reseller, I think that getting up to becoming a full-time reseller, you don't have to do this. Once you become a full-time reseller, I think this is a very important one. And it's go deep into niche. Go deep into niche categories. So you go focus on certain categories and go deep into those. So like for us, it's shoes and vintage t-shirts. We do other wholesale as well, but we're deep and focused on those two categories. And that's how you scale up without having to go and hire a bunch of people and not getting too overwhelmed. Again, when you first start out, going up to when you become full-time, learn about everything. Find what works well for you. Maybe you'll find something that you really like doing. Maybe it's video games. Maybe it's Pokemon cards. maybe it's something that you have like a passion around. Learn it, get really involved in it, get obsessed with it, learn everything you possibly can about it, and then go deep into that category. Become an expert, and then go deep into the category because it's easier to scale in one or two niche categories than it is to just have an eBay store with 20,000 different items.
True.
Right. What he said.
I am so smart.
Yeah, Ryan's on a roll. I'm like,
wow, that's awesome.
You just get it all out there, babe.
I got a lot to teach, guys.
You do. You really do. This is great. I mean,
Yeah.
There's some good comments in here, though.
All right. What's next? Go deep into niche categories.
When I say niche, I try to make my mouth as big as possible. Niche.
I have a big mouth. Like,
niche.
who has the biggest mouth?
Oh, Cal.
Can you see the dangly thing that swings in the back of my throat?
Okay. I'm dying. Okay, get a reseller certificate, niche categories. Okay, next one is learn from other full-time sellers. It's a really good one. Go network with people. Learn from other YouTubers, as long as they're actually doing what they say.
True.
But you can learn from other full-time sellers. Go into social media, get onto Instagram, get onto Facebook, connect with other people that are doing what you want to do. Connect with people who are where you want to be and learn from them. See if you can reach out to them and ask some questions in a nice way. One thing that I'll say is we're pretty open to answering people's questions. But I personally don't like it when people just bombard us with questions and they don't say hi. They're not like, thanks for what you do. Like on Instagram, they just send a bunch of questions and they're like, expect an answer. I'm probably not going to answer your question when you do that. Maybe introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and then ask the question. Maybe, say, hey, we watch your channel. We've learned something from you. Hey, by the way, are you able to help me out with this? You know what I mean? A little bit of common courtesy goes a long way.
We're not your reselling Google.
Exactly.
Yeah. And nobody should be.
Yeah, and Google is the best resource too.
Yeah. Like you gotta
Google
learn to
stuff.
research.
Yeah. Took up Ryan for sure. Took up the whole screen. Ryan wins. Oh, I got it. I got
The
the
face you
mouth
made
win.
was like the one in your story from the
Oh yeah,
the
true.
rides.
I posted those, babe. The pictures of the Busch Gardens rides on Instagram.
No, you did not. Yes.
If you guys want to go see something really funny, go to our Instagram. It's the same thing, Ralli Roots, and go watch our story today. I'll have to show you later. I zoomed in on it.
After COVID's over, we should make it a thing where every month we go to Busch Gardens and ride the rides
And
just
make
for the
videos.
pictures and see who can make the best faces.
All right, it's 8:46, so this is usually when the sound starts messing up. So
yeah, look,
let
Gina
us
said
know.
no fart sounds yet.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Kept Op Shop. Yes, night ride photos. Thank you for copping a couple t-shirts from us today, and thanks, Callie, for
Enjoy your corn.
the alley oop there.
Yes.
Appreciate it. We'll get you those. Get those out to you tomorrow. So again, go deep into niche categories. Learn from other full-time resellers. Network on social media with other sellers. I think I kind of talked about that in the last comment. Two more things to talk about.
Dos más.
Paladin Global Market, $5 super chat. Love those
Ooh.
pics today.
For the pigs. Oh my god.
I had to, like, sometimes you just have to laugh at yourself, right? Like
It was so
it can't
good.
all be, perfect pictures. So the last two tips: learn to manage money. Really big one. So one thing that I can admit is that I am terrible. I was terrible with managing money. When Allie and I first started dating, I was really bad with money.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of like how I grew up. We
I
didn't
didn't
really.
think you had a dollar saved.
No, we weren't really taught about how to save money. I wasn't very good at it. I didn't know what to do, how to save money. Every time I got a check before 22 years old, I would pretty much cash that check and go blow it on stupid stuff.
No.
21?
We were 20 when we started dating.
I know,
just
but
turned 20.
I know, but I didn't start actually making money until I was like 22.
When we started dating, I helped you budget within like the first 4 months of us dating. Like helped you budget.
You helped me budget, but like
But you didn't blow your money. You were actually saving it for some things.
yes.
No,
but like
but,
when
like-
you helped me like save for stuff and buy the TV and stuff, that was when I was doing my own business and stuff. That was like a year and a half later.
Yeah, that's true. But even when we first started dating and I saw what you were doing with your money, I was like, no, I'll help you budget.
True.
So-
Allie, well, 100%. So Allie is the reason why today I'm good with money. I didn't use credit. I wasn't good at that. My credit score was terrible. So Allie came in and kind of showed me how to do it and what to do. And then I kind of ran with that. But
I gave
learning
you
how to do
goals.
it. Yeah,
That really helped.
it did.
It was like, you want this nice $1,000 TV? Well, you can have it, but this is what you got to do to get it. And you're like, all right. And then
Yeah.
all of your goals that was supposed to take 2 months, you got in 1 month. This is a whole list of goals because you were like, I'm going to get all these goals done.
Yeah.
It was amazing. I've never seen anyone crush goals like that.
And that was the first one, right? Or the second thing I said is set goals. there.
Set 'em
Full
right.
circle. Bernie's Bootlegs, thanks for the $5.
Hey.
Sometimes I message eBay sellers in my niche asking for advice. If they respond, I always buy something. That's really cool. Most people are kind, just don't take for. That's really cool. That's a good
Wow.
way to do it. That's
Wow.
really, really cool. Nice.
Hell yeah.
And I would be the same way if someone messaged us on eBay. And you know what's funny is that we actually get questions. We get questions from people about reselling on eBay. Usually I don't really respond to them because to me, that's not the place to do it. eBay is a place to sell stuff, not a place to ask questions about reselling. If you want to ask us a question, shoot us an email or ask it on YouTube and we'll get back to you.
Mhm.
But yeah, that'd be a cool way to do it. Buy something from us and then we'll ask you a question.
Oh my gosh. Yes, buy something and then ask the question. And then we're like obligated to answer
I'm just
it.
playing.
I'll put
So-
the link in the chat.
It's 8:50 p.m. We're definitely going to keep answering your guys' questions for 10 more minutes. But
Got a
The-
couple minutes
the last-
left.
Oh, that went fast.
the last point from this is don't give up. That's the last little point that I want to talk about.
Never give up.
It's tough. Again,
Never surrender.
being a full-time reseller is not all sunshine and rainbows. It's a lot of hard work. There's going to be times where you want to give up. There's definitely going to be times where you want to quit. There's going to be times when you wake up and you don't even want to get out of bed because things just aren't going the way that you want them to go.
Or because you're tired.
But I think that's why it's important to have something that motivates you and keeps you positive, keeps you in a positive mindset. If you have someone you can call to get you into a positive mindset, that's a good way to do it. If you have dogs to keep you in a positive mindset, sometimes I'll be in a really bad mood, cats, and then I'll get home and see Mochi's face. Go get the dogs. And that just makes me happier. But there's going to be times when you're going to want to give up and quit, and don't quit. Don't give up. Just keep pushing through. As long as you know that you're on the right path and you're doing the right thing, at the end of the day, you'll win.
Never
Come here,
again.
doggies.
Puppers. Come on.
Come here, puppies.
Oh, were they sleeping?
Oh, speaking of the puppies. Guys, 532 people watching. Let's get some thumbs ups on this video for the pupperoonies.
Oh, the doggos.
Look at that thing. How could you be in a bad mood?
Look at this little boop.
Well, if it rolled around in poo, I'd be in a bad mood.
Nah, you just join it.
Oh, no.
Zero has the cutest little black coal nose. Oh.
Do you guys have a place I can see what shipping supplies you're using to ship items? So we have a supply list in the description of the video. We have a supply list that we use. And then Callie.
Is this accurate still?
Yeah, I think that's accurate still.
There's a
I think it's already in the description. I think I put it in there.
right here too.
Oh, nice. But yeah, we have that supply list, and we always we get the free boxes from USPS.com and the free mailing bags and stuff like that. We get poly bags from eBay.
An eBay tape with our store coupons.
Yep. If you have an eBay store, quarterly they send out a coupon that you can use for eBay supplies, and we'll use that for eBay tape.
Okay, I'll stop.
Aaron says, hey, not eBay related. I've been approved for Amazon FBA, but I have been a little intimidated by others telling me I can't list new items without invoices, ship new or use like new. So Amazon will tell you if you're allowed to sell that item. If it says you're ungated, if it says you're approved to sell that item, then you're good. You can send it in. But if it says you need approval, then you need invoices and stuff. And yeah, obviously you're going to need to get those invoices. And you can't send receipts from a thrift store or a retail store. It has to be from a distributor. Distributor? That's a weird.
Distributor.
Little
Little MSPD sent you a $5 super chat.
Oh, thank you. I enjoy learning from you all, and that last point, it hits home. I get to the point of giving up, but I'm starting with it. Very inspiring. Thanks so much. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Welcome.
What I will say is, as you get further and further in your reselling career, so as you get more accustomed to what you're doing, that feeling of wanting to give up gets less and less. So now we're very comfortable where we are. We have our accounts are built up. We know if stuff hits the fans, we can still survive. 2020 was a rough year, right? But we were still able to survive because we had systems in place that we've built over years to maintain. Callie knew her job was not going to get lost. Even if we had no income coming in, Callie would continue to get paid because we've built ourselves up to the point where we can do that. But when you first start out, you're definitely going to have that feeling, but the more and more you build, the less and less you'll start feeling that way. I found a Willie Nelson shirt this week from a federal prison concert he did. So weird. That's awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
That's awesome. We have a Willie Nelson shirt from the tour that he did, where there was a court case against him for not paying taxes, and he had to, what was the name of it? He had to go on tour, and all the money that he made from tour went straight to paying his tax bill.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's funny.
That's crazy. Everyone's saying hi, dogs.
Gina D says, you guys are the best. I've learned so much from you as a student. Look forward to each video. You've been a blessing in this horrific 2020 year. Oh, thank you so much for saying that. It means a lot.
That's awesome.
My dog makes noises too.
Any opinions on the future of reselling? I think that reselling will always be a thing. There's always going to be nostalgic things out there that people want to buy back, and I think that's what resellers, a lot of them do, is you find these nostalgic things, and we're filling this empty void, right? of people wanting that stuff and finding it and posting it.
Someone's got to keep it out of the dumps.
True.
Yeah.
It's funny, even though 2020 has been weird, it's been the best year in some aspects for reselling ever, because a lot more people have been buying stuff online. It's just the types of stuff that people have been buying have changed. But like as a business, we've actually had our best reselling year ever in the history of us selling online. So
people collecting things when they're home bored.
Exactly.
It's crazy. People are like, I want to buy all of this. And you're like, wait, why?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Because they're bored at home, not going out and doing things. They're like obsessing about weird things. Everyone's getting really nostalgic, remembering their childhoods, pre-COVID times.
we do sell on Amazon. Yes, we do.
And then, of course, if anybody wants to adopt a cat, we have 4.
Do you guys go for vintage games and consoles with the new gen stuff? For example, like GameCube, Xbox 360, PS2, that kind of stuff. Yeah, we prefer either new video games or vintage video games. So more along the lines of like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, PlayStation, like those type of lines, or newer stuff like PlayStation 4, hopefully PlayStation 5 stuff coming into that.
We got Reggie's so happy in your arms right now.
She's a good girl. She's my little girl.
Zero's falling asleep.
So Callie, are you being paid for this, or do you guys like each other so much that y'all hang out too?
They got me 2 vintage tees at the market we went to, so yeah, I got paid for it.
Yeah.
Callie,
I mean, it is what it is.
Callie gets all the super chats that you send directly to Callie.
Yes.
You just have to put "this is for Callie" in the super chat. And
That's
she'll get
true.
So send all the big money to me.
Yeah, guys, support Callie. Feed Callie.
Feed Callie.
Feed Callie.
Jenny, thank you for the $5. By the way, guys,
Kicking
I didn't
that.
give a thank you for all your help before, so let me say now, thanks. What's been the most surprising thing you have learned from reselling? That's a cool question.
The most surprising thing, I think that every time something weird sells that you think is worthless, and then you realize there's such a niche market for it, people will pay so much money
Right.
for that item. That surprises me every time it happens.
True.
The weird things that are
I
not
agree
even
with that.
branded. They're just a thing.
I would say
does
that
the
too.
thing.
I would say that too. Like the most surprising thing would be there's literally a market for everything online. There's a market for everything.
Yeah, it might not be a good market, but there is a market.
Joey Bada Bing. What's up?
What up, Joey?
What's poppin'?
Joey, bada bing.
Bada Bing. We always mess with his name when he pops in the chat.
I know. What's the
It's just
weirdest
so
thing
fun.
we've
He's fun
sold?
to mess with. Has he been given a wrench yet? We should give him a wrench. How do I do that?
Oh, that's a lot of power.
Right click on it or something.
You're gonna add Joey as a moderator.
Oh, Joey got a
Whoa.
wrench.
Did he get a wrench?
Don't abuse this power.
Oh,
He got a
a
wrench.
wrench. All right, I'm going to take it away.
Oh my god.
Welcome to the game.
Joey just got a wrench. Now we need your profile. You need to send us your profile on Instagram so we know who you are. We need to see your face.
What are you talking about? I talk to Joey all the time.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Oh.
You know exactly who he is.
You need
Oh.
an Instagram
Yeah, you need
profile
to
get Instagram.
so you can know.
You need to get on social media more, man.
I'm just, it's not my thing.
I know.
It's just not for me. I get bored.
Ooh. Oh, 2 Aussie thrifters. You get a
What?
wrench too. Let's get you. Let's get you. You
Yeah,
get a
why
wrench.
don't they?
You get a
Leave
wrench.
them out.
Ryan
You
is
get a
giving
wrench.
out wrenches right now.
Yes.
They
Thank
should
you,
have had a
Todd.
wrench.
Oh,
I mean,
Kelly.
well, this
Feed
week,
Callie
Kelly got $10.
Woo,
getting that
woo.
ramen.
Woo, woo. Woo,
That's 10
woo.
ramens.
That's
It's
10
10
ramens.
ramens.
All right, you're hot, Mo, and it's 9.
Oh, babe. No.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. There's still 523 people watching. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Remember, we're live every Monday night at 8 p.m. on YouTube, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. And again, if you liked today's video, hit the thumbs up button. It's going to go live on YouTube after we end the live stream. So if you missed it, just rewind it and go back and
And
watch
then
it.
2 Aussie thrifters. Don't forget to rub it in Retro's face that you guys got a wrench.
Yeah, we're not going to give them one.
That's
so
a bad
funny.
idea. They do not need a wrench.
They don't-
They wouldn't have used that.
You're like,
would they?
approved,
Use-
approved, approved, approved.
Yes.
All right, guys.
Oh my
Love you all.
God.
Good night.
Bye, guys.
See you later.